depending on a man or not being independent. And listen, you talking to a dude that pushed her. I'm the person that got on the live stream and was like, no, Rita, you got to do this. You got to do that. She said, I don't care nothing about that, Anton. You making me do something that I don't want to do right now. I said, baby girl. I grabbed her by her hands. I pulled her closely to me. I sat her down on my lap. I whispered in her ear. I said, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want? Whatever you want. You've earned the right to do whatever you want, baby girl. What do you want to do? She said, I just want to be up under you and serve you. Let me work for you. I want to go back to working for you. The only thing that was the best time of my life is just serving under you. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's just life. It's just life. All she care about is daddy. So I found that this article is not even as accurate as you think it is. So it says, nurse salaries rise as demand for their services soar. Nurse salaries rise as demand for their services soar. Nurses are winning raises worth thousands of dollars a year from hospitals, the latest employer reckoning with a tight labor market, which means that nurses are killing the game. Listen, I wish I could tell y'all, but I can't. I'm going to just give y'all the general overview, and I'm going to help you to understand why y'all need to be a little bit more intentional, because it's not just STEM fields. You can go into a lot of different fields that's going to be recession-proof for the rest of your life. Okay? This Sunday, please. All right, I got you. I'll tap on with him. I'll see what his schedule is like, and we'll kick it on Sunday. HCA Healthcare, one of the nation's largest hospital chains, increased nurse pay this year to handle heavy pandemic caseloads and keep pace with rivals that are also trying to fill vacancies. One thing that my homies is telling me, guys and girls, I actually know more male nurses than I know women nurses. One thing that my guys is telling me, yes, a better bag than trucking, a much better bag than trucking. Trust me. You'll find out if you're part of the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. You'll find out this Sunday. Q&A session coming up. One thing that I've also found is that there's a perception still in that male nurses are not that relevant or prevalent. I'm telling you, my guys are killing it out here. And there's always going to be a nursing shortage. You are absolutely right. Look at this. Peppermint Tea said, I'm a nurse and we get into the bag right now with a community college degree, 2 years. Shh. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it on Sunday. The company's human resources chief said raises varied by market. And this is true. Other hospitals say they have raises in the works to keep up with their competitors' offers. Now, here's the thing, y'all. This is the thing that y'all don't know. There's a difference between being a nurse and being a traveling nurse. There's a difference between being at certain levels of nursing. There's nurses with practically their own practices. The amount of money varies depending on which market that you're in, whether you're in California, you're in Florida, you're in Wyoming, you're in Idaho, you wherever. It's a bag out here. Listen, my guy, he's going to break down everything. He's going to tell you exactly what they paying in different regions, the per diems, the taxes, how it is that you have to account for that. He's going to go over all that junk this weekend. Other hospitals say they have raises in the works to keep up with competitors' offers. A little small Missouri hospital desperate for nurses this month raised their nurses' salaries up to 5% after hospitals nearly 40 miles away boosted wages. They said they forced to. What if I always said that the market dictates how much you're worth? Not you, not how you feel. I had a whole conversation on the Lapeef Network with the 2Ks. Nurses are killing it. And the market, the competitive nature of the market is dictating how much they're worth. Not how they feel. And this is why they're getting paid so much. I know nurses that's getting paid more than some of these physicians. Real talk. The average annual salary, this is just regular nurses, not including bonus pay, such as overtime. That's where you get your bag. Anybody that's worked in a plant, anybody that's worked on for a car manufacturer or auto steel plant or whatever, you get to the bag in the overtime. The base pay grew about 4% for the first 9 months. Now, this is all of them combined. This does not take into consideration the different markets and all that other type of stuff. The base pay is about $81,000. The base. Don't include bonuses. Don't include per diem. Don't include being a travel nurse. Don't include any of that stuff. Overtime, none of that. All right. Now, I'm looking at this poll. Let me check it out one more time. I'm looking at this poll. Hold on. Let me go over. And y'all said 28% of y'all said y'all making over 100 bands a year. 28% of y'all said y'all making over 100 bands a year. 72% said that y'all not making over 100 bands a year. Okay. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's get back to the article. Average annual salary, cool, which analyzed salaries of about 60,000 nurses for the Wall Street Journal. That's up 3.3% increase in average annual nurse wages in all of 2020. 2.6% growth for the year before the pandemic, according to the U.S. Labor Department. Interesting. The nation's $1 trillion hospital sector is among the U.S. economy's largest to be squeezed by the upheaval across its workforce, as strong demand for services following rollout vaccines and economic rebound. My boy Brandon. It's levels to this game. I'm off for the next 7 days. Just let me know. I got you, Brandon. I'm bringing you in. We're going to do a Q&A. I promise you. Similar disruption across sectors in retail, transportation, whatever. Nurses have played a critical role during the pandemic, tending to patients, flooding emergency rooms, and filling hospital beds in addition to their work on more typical patients. I know nurses that was telling me that they was traveling to New York and all of this other type of junk during the pandemic, and they was making a killing. I know a nurse. I personally know a nurse that bought their whole home off of their pandemic money. A nurse that bought their home, paid cash off their pandemic money. They was trying to finance. I said, no, just chill. What you worried about? You're not even home anyway. They stacked and stacked. They just literally paid cash for their crib off their pandemic money. Will the Beast. This is accurate. And it's some making more. My roommate is a travel nurse making $7,000 a week. 7 bands a week. This is not a false story. This is real life. They get more. They get even. They get more in the chat. Like it's. I know people that get even more than that. Let's continue with the story. Chronic shortages, turnover. We're employing more nurses now than we ever have. We also have more vacancies than we ever had, which operates 52 hospitals. Nurse turnover rates have increased about 22%. Why do y'all think that is? I've been telling y'all for a long time that they will never pay you more than they will if you leave. If you want to get to a bigger bag, all you got to do is make yourself available and let somebody overpay you in order to leave. You think it's overpaying you, but I'm telling you that the market dictates how much you make. Yeah, Brittany, you might need to take into consideration nursing. You might need to high value nurse be balling. Look at it. Look, it's changing some of y'all perspective, ain't it? New information brings different results. For many hospitals, higher labor costs threaten to crimp already tight margins. Listen, nurses like, that's cool. Send that bag over. Nurses, meanwhile, have been able to take advantage of the increased clout. Clout, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time that clout chasing actually makes sense. Some have secured more flexible work schedules. Providence system, which has raised some nurses' wages to keep their salaries competitive, is offering nurses more time off, greater flexibility to combat burnout, new career development opportunities, and other non-salary perks to attract and retain staff. Ronald said, don't sleep on physician assistants. I know some who make 200 bands a year. I agree. It's so many different ways to skin a cat. Meanwhile, you got people getting $200,000 and $200,000 in student loan debt just to become a social worker or something like that. Now, it's nothing wrong with becoming a social worker and doing what you want to do, but I'm telling you, don't do it at a $200,000 detriment, and you're only gonna be making $50,000, $60,000 a year. That's all I'm saying. All right, don't do it. Other nurses have advanced their careers faster than they would have. They say new graduates who once needed experience and training before hospitals would hire them to work in their operating room or perform other specialized roles are now growing shares of new hires. Hospitals are doing more on-the-job training as a result. I think you get to write your own ticket, says Tessa Johnson, president of the North Dakota Nurses Association. Long story short, what we telling you is that nurses are getting to the bag, okay? Nurses are absolutely killing it. They absolutely destroying it. And if you are interested in securing your future in a career, and I'm going to try to do this at least once a week, I'm going to try to highlight a career and bring out exactly what it takes to get there, how it is that you need to go about moving, what you can negotiate, what they're making, what I personally believe that the long-term opportunities is going to be as far as making sure that you secure a position where you ain't getting laid off and you ain't got to worry about collecting unemployment. You always going to be able to get to a bag if you want to. This is one of the careers that I would advocate for. I'm having a conversation with Rita right now. Rita said, you know what, Anton? I'm not even really thinking about no nursing. Listen, Rita don't care nothing about no money. I'm about to tell your business, Rita. Real doable or real aidable said that I'm in law enforcement and sometimes they force us to work overtime. It sucks until you realize it's $75 an hour. That's where they get their bag at, bro. Service USA says, checking into the congregation. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming in and sliding through, my friend. I appreciate you. Rita said, you know what, Anton, I'm not interested no more. Real talk. Rita said, I am not interested. I said, honey, what do you want to do? Because you don't have to do nothing that you don't want to do at all. At all. Rita said, I just want to work for you, Anton. The only thing I care about, listen, I have never known a girl that's more on a man's program than I have known Rita to be on my program. The only thing Rita cares about is serving me. Is that crazy to some of y'all? Is that crazy to some of y'all? Beautiful Disaster said, don't tell Rita's business. Rita's business is my business. Rita's business is my business. And Rita already know that I live my life like an open book. Rita don't care nothing about no nursing. I pushed Rita into it because she said this is her childhood dream. Rita said, this is what Rita told me the other night when we was in bed. I don't know. It might have been something in my pants that made her feel it. Nah, I'm just kidding with y'all. But Rita did say this. She said this the other night when we was laying in the bed. She said, you know what my dream is, Anton? It's changed. My dream has changed, Anton. I said, what's your dream, baby? She said, my dream is just you. You are my dream. She said, you my dream. It's crazy. I know this sounds insane to some of y'all because y'all can't imagine a woman not needing a man or depending on a man or not being independent. And listen, you talking to a dude that pushed her. I'm the person that got on the live stream and was like, no, Rita, you got to do this. You got to do that. She said, I don't care nothing about that, Anton. You making me do something that I don't want to do right now. I said, baby, Baby girl, I grabbed her by her hands. I pulled her closely to me. I sat her down on my lap. I whispered in her ear. I said, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want? Whatever you want. You've earned the right to do whatever you want, baby girl. What do you want to do? She said, I just want to be up under you and serve you. Let me work for you. I want to go back to working for you. The only thing that was the best time of my life is just serving under you. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's just life. It's just life. All she care about is daddy. I guess that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And we blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed to be in a space where we don't need money. I don't have to push her into a career. Rita can do what she want to do based off of what Rita want to do. And thankfully for me, I'm the type of man that has fostered an environment and poured into her so much to where she feels even more secure being up under me than she does even going into something that she feels as though a lot of women feel like they would benefit themselves or give them a safety net. She said, Anton, you are my safety net. I said, forever, 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 ever, forever, ever. Life is good. Life is good. So Rita will be my number one assistant. And Rita might be looking for a number two assistant, but let me tell you something. It's got to be a woman. She got to have a good attitude. She got to be gorgeous inside and out. All right? That's my criteria. Anton, don't be sexist. Call her what you want. I like beautiful women around me. So